You know, there's this whole hidden world running right under our feet and behind our walls, this massive network of pipes that, honestly, we never think about until something goes wrong. For decades, trying to figure out what was happening in there was a total mystery, just a frustrating game of guesswork. But what if we could suddenly see it all?
No, really, think about that for a second. What if you had a kind of superpower that lets you see right into that hidden network? No more guessing games, no more mysteries, just a clear, perfect view of the problem.
Because for the longest time, that's exactly what it was like. Plumbing was basically detective work done completely blind. Professionals had to rely on experience, intuition, but at the end of the day, a lot of it was just a shot in the dark. And that meant bigger messes, way higher costs, and a whole lot of stress for everyone involved.
So let's talk about that. What was the real cost of working blind? Well, as we're about to see, when you can't actually see the problem, the consequences don't just add up, they multiply.
I mean, it was just this awful, vicious cycle. You'd have a leak you couldn't find, so you'd have to start digging. Ripping up floors, tearing down walls, turning a simple fix into this huge, messy, and expensive guessing game. For a professional, this wasn't just some small hassle. It was a constant battle that wasted time, cost a fortune in materials, and honestly, could really damage the reputation.
But what if you could just break that cycle? What if you could swap all that guesswork for one single powerful thing? Certainty. Because this, right here, is where the entire game changes.
And look at this. It really shows the leap we're talking about. You're going from destructive digging to a clear visual diagnosis. You're leaving behind costly trial and error for pinpoint accuracy. You're basically trading complete and total uncertainty for absolute confidence. It's a night and day difference, a total transformation.
So, how do we get to this incredible new level of certainty? Well, it all comes down to a new kind of vision. And that vision is delivered by the hero of our story today, the micro-inspection camera.
The easiest way to think about it is like an endoscope, but for your plumbing. It's this tiny, super agile camera at the end of a really long cable, and it just snakes its way into places you could never see before, sending back a live video feed of exactly what's happening down there. Okay, so just having a camera is one thing, but the crucial point isn't just that we can see, it's how we see. So let's break down the anatomy of this thing to really understand what makes it so powerful. It all starts with this one little number, 14 millimeters. That's how small the camera head is. Now, that might not sound like a big deal, but that tiny size is what unlocks everything. It gives the camera this incredible agility to get around the tightest corners and into the narrowest pipes. Literally no hiding spots.
Now this right here is the absolute game changer. I mean, seeing a crack is great, but knowing exactly where that crack is, that's everything. The built-in meter counter tells you precisely how far the camera has traveled, so you don't just see the problem, you know its exact location. It turns, "I think it's somewhere over here," into, "It's right here, dig here."
And we're not talking about some fragile piece of tech. This is a whole system built for the real world. You've got a crystal clear 7-inch screen to see every little detail. It's tough as nails, so it can handle any job site, and it's super versatile. You can use it for sewer lines, HVAC ducts, you name it.
But the story here is so much bigger than just finding one blockage faster. This kind of technology creates a ripple effect. It's fundamentally changing the entire industry. So let's look at that long-term impact.
It builds this entirely new value chain. Think about it. Step 1. You pinpoint the problem with 100% accuracy. Step 2, that means you eliminate all the pointless destructive work. Step 3, you're obviously saving a ton of time, money, and materials. And what's the end result of all that? You build a rock-solid reputation for being precise, efficient, and trustworthy. And the benefits just keep rolling in. Technicians are way safer because they aren't crawling into dangerous, tight spaces. And the whole industry starts to shift from just reacting to disasters to proactive maintenance. You know, catching that tiny crack before it becomes a flooded basement. And all of this builds the most valuable thing of all, client confidence. You know, if you had to boil this entire revolution down to just one phrase, this quote from the source material absolutely nails it. The whole point is to empower people to see the unseen and diagnose the unknown. And that leaves us with this one final, really exciting thought. We've just seen how technology can bring total clarity to a hidden, complex world. So the question is, what's next? What other unseen systems out there, whether they're industrial or even biological, are just waiting for their own revolution in vision?